A240. This is the Kingston Road, so we're heading towards Tolworth. There's Tolworth Tower there in the middle of the screen. You can just see a train crossing over the railway bridge on its way to Chessington South from Waterloo, along with a fire engine as well on the right hand side. So we're heading north along the Kingston Road towards Surbiton and Kingston. So in a few seconds we'll be passing underneath the railway bridge, which carries the branch line from Watford Park and Malvern Manor to Chessington South. This line being completed in 1939. So over there, there's Tolworth Station. And over there in that corner there, that's the bus terminus for the number 281 bus route. One of the 281s coming out now, joining the traffic flow on the start of its journey from Tolworth all the way to Hounslow. So there's a closer view of Tolworth Tower there, which was built back in 1962. It used to be offices now, but there's nobody in there at the moment. It's to let. Apparently it was supposed to be refurbished for use as flats or apartments, but I'm not sure what's going to happen to it. But yeah, that's Tolworth Tower there in all its 1960s splendour. So now we're coming into Tolworth. This is Tolworth, or as I refer to it as Tolworth. On the left hand side we have the Hollywood Bowl. Used to be the Charrington Bowl there. That's the bowling alley. Oh, what beautiful sunset. Beautiful summer sunset. And then over on the left hand side, just underneath us, that's the A3. So if you go down that way, that takes you towards Guildford and Portsmouth. So that's the A3 down there looking towards Guildford. And that way, that's the A3 looking towards London. There's a more closer view of Tolworth Tower there in all its 1960s design splendour. So we're going into Tolworth Broadway now on the 418. Had a lovely evening meal at the Toby Carvery in Watford Park. Excuse the quality camera work, there's a lot of humps on this road. A lot of road humps along here. Maybe another road hump. So this is Tolworth Broadway now that we're in. Right in the heart of the commercial centre that is Tolworth. Bus I'm travelling in is ADL Enviro400, which is what you normally get on route 418. Former London United bus, now owned by First Group London, or First Bus London, or whatever they call themselves these days. Hope nobody gets too seasick watching my videos because they are a bit lumpy here and there. So we're catching up with this 281 in front of us. 281 originally being the 601 trolley bus route, which was withdrawn from service in 1962. Oh, look at that sunset. Amazeballs, beautiful sunset over Surbiton and Kingston and Tolworth. So we're going back to the 281. The 281 bus route was actually created in 1962, May 1962. Where it replaced the former 601 trolley bus route. And the 281, which runs between Tolworth and Hounslow bus station via the likes of Surbiton, Kingston, Hampton Wick, Teddington and Twickenham. Now we're going to be stopped at these red traffic lights for a little while we enjoy the sunshine. On the left hand side of that road on the left, that's Princes Avenue, one of the many residential streets in Tolworth. We've got K2 coming out of Rayburn Avenue as it makes its way on route K2 towards Hook and Chessington. So yeah, beautiful sunset over Surbiton. Coming up on the left is the little green where the old 603 trolley bus used to terminate. This little green just here. This spot, which is now used by buses on route 265. On the left hand side, this ugly looking red brick building, that used to be the old Red Lion pub here in Tolworth, which closed down in 2010 I think it was, and the area has since been redeveloped into a block of flats with some shops on the ground floor. So this is now the Ewell Road as we head towards the direction of Surbiton. So in the next 5 minutes or so we shall be passing through Surbiton. So what I'm planning on doing is travelling on this 418 to get to Kingston, and then when I get to Kingston I can get the train back home to Wimbledon. This road was host to trolley buses on route 601 and 603 up until May 1962. It's also host to London Transport country area green buses on routes 406, 406A and 418. That's Kingston Road on the left hand side, that takes you up towards Surbiton. So we're still following this 281 bus all the way into Surbiton before we part company in Surbiton, and then we get reunited with the 281 again in Kingston. So Surbiton is one of those suburbs of southwest London which was developed in the 1930s. So we've got a nice eclectic mix of Victorian and Edwardian townhouses along with the 1930s semi-detached flats and houses in Surbiton. See these beautiful Victorian townhouses on the left hand side, which we'll see more of them when we come into Surbiton. So we're now coming into the eastern part of Surbiton. Got another 281 on the other side of the road there. On its way back down to Tolworth station. So this area here, this is the Victorian and Edwardian parts of Surbiton. This part of Surbiton locally referred to as Oak Hill, after Oak Hill Road. Originally being a London Transport country area bus route. So when the 418 was introduced, this used to have green buses. Got some temporary traffic lights here because they're digging up the road, probably water or whatever it is. That's what these temporary lights are all about, this part of the road being closed there. So we've got to sit it out a bit until the lights change to green. So yeah, up until 1962 we would have had trolley buses running along here, along with the LT country area green buses, which of course from 1970 became London country buses. Coming up on the left hand side we're coming to the Surbiton Health Centre, which used to be the old Surbiton Hospital. You can still see the Art Deco gatehouse just here on the left, this fine building here. Just see it here, this Art Deco gatehouse in old Surbiton Hospital. Even though the hospital itself was demolished and redeveloped into the health centre a few years ago. At least the old 1930s gatehouse is still there, still proudly displaying the name Surbiton Hospital as well. So heading north along Ewell Road, where very shortly we'll be travelling over the southwestern main line from London Waterloo out to Woking and Portsmouth. Coming up on the right hand side there's the Surbiton Fire Station. Surbiton Fire Station there on the right hand side. So just after this bus stop here we'll be crossing over the southwestern main line as we approach Surbiton. So if you look to your left here, there's the southwestern main line. There's Surbiton Station over in the distance, that white building in the distance, that's Surbiton Station. So the buses on route 281 at this junction, they turn left into Surbiton town centre. We continue straight on into Surbiton Hill Road towards the direction of Kingston University and Kingston itself. So if you turn left at this junction, that's St Mark's Hill. So St Mark's Hill takes you into Surbiton. So if you look down there, there's St Mark's Church there. If you go down there, that's St Mark's Hill, that takes you into the heart of Surbiton town centre. As you can see, we're going straight on down Surbiton Hill Road, passing the bus on route 406, going the other direction towards Epsom. It's nice and leafy down here, it's nice and rural, this part of Surbiton Hill Road. Kingston town centre. Almost sunlight, beautiful evening, absolutely beautiful sky, beautiful sunset. After a lovely summer's evening here in Surbiton. So this junction here on the left hand side is Maple Road. Maple Road, that also takes you towards Surbiton town centre. We're going to go straight on. We'll be passing Kingston University very shortly on our right hand side. There's another 281 joining into the queue of traffic as we travel in towards Penryn Road, or as I call it, Penguin Road. Southern part of Kingston in a little while. If you turn left at this junction, that takes you towards the River Thames. If you walk down that road on the left, that takes you towards the River Thames. And also onto the Portsmouth Road, the A307. So there's the Kingston University buildings on the right hand side. So that's the Kingston University, the main campus. We've caught up with that 281 again. Well, different 281 to that one from earlier, but still a 281 all the same. Also on the left hand side you'll see these abandoned buildings. That used to be on Kingston Guildhall. So these 5 buildings here, that was the old Kingston Guildhall, which used to be the official headquarters of the Surrey County Council. Also on the left hand side, this modern building here, that's Kingston Crown Court. Slowly coming up to the college roundabout, where we cross over the Hogsmill River. Also, if you look closely in the middle of this roundabout, you've got the famous paper aeroplane sculpture. Oh, that's the paper aeroplanes, that sculpture. There's the Hogsmill River down there. That's the famous Hogsmill River that flows from Chessington into the River Thames here in Kingston. So now we're coming into Kingston town centre itself. So we're going to turn left at this junction into Brook Street. This is Brook Street. terminates. So this is the terminus for the 65 just here on the left. Number 65, that takes you to Ealing Broadway via the likes of Kingston, Ham, Petersham, Richmond, Kew, Brentford and South Ealing. So now we've turned onto Eden Street in the heart of Kingston. So this is Eden Street here as we head northeastwards. Right in the heart of Kingston town centre, there's the Eden Walk shopping centre. Apologies for all the rattling noise, but I can't stand these Enviro buses, they're so bloody noisy. Very rattly and noisy. Not my kind of buses, but hey ho, needs must. So this is Eden Street here as we join onto the eastern end of Clarion Street. Right in the heart of Kingston town centre, so we're at this bus stop here, Eden Street.
418.
On the left hand side is Clarion Street, so Clarion Street is this street there. I remember when that was actually the main road through Kingston back in the 70s and 80s. And it's since been pedestrianised. It was pedestrianised back in 1988 when the one-way system was put in. On the right of your screen we've got a single decker on the K4 route out to Mansfield Park near Chessington. We're coming up to the famous tumbling telephone boxes sculpture. There it is, right in the centre of your screen. There's the famous iconic sculpture of the K6 telephone boxes. There's the Prison nightclub coming up on the right hand side. Used to be options back in the day when I was a kid. Ambulance going past. There's the ambulance over there. There's Kingston railway station in the middle of your screen there. So very shortly we'll have to get off because this route comes to an end here in Kingston. There's a super loop, that's the SL7 that's just gone past. There's another 281 on the start of its journey all the way up to Hounslow and Teddington and Twickenham. So that in the middle of your screen, that's Kingston railway station, which was rebuilt in 1935 along with the 1970s British Rail double arrow logo in the middle of the building there. That's Kingston station, which is served by South Western Railway Services. There's the student accommodation on the corner of the road where Smokebox Model Railway Shop used to be. And we're going to be approaching rebuilt Cromwell Road bus station here in Kingston.
This bus terminates here.
So there's Cromwell Road bus station, which was rebuilt earlier in 2025. It's always busy with buses going in and out. There's Cromwell Road bus station in all its modern majesty. So I'm going to have to get off this bus here because this is where the bus route comes to an end. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. It's only 19 minutes long, but hopefully you've enjoyed the little ride with me, so I shall sign off and say ta for the like.